Stephen and this is Solving the Money Problem. If you're new, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. Well, after an obscene number of completely unnecessary delays, shout out to trying to get anything done in Germany at a pace faster than embarrassingly slow, Tesla's Berlin Gigafactory is about to awaken at last. Make no mistake about it. Giga Berlin completely changes the Tesla story. In the intro there, we saw footage from Tesla's county fair held at Giga Berlin around 2 months ago, and in this video, I'll be discussing the profound implications of Tesla's latest factory. I'll discuss what it means for Tesla the company and Tesla stock, how it will affect German automakers, how many vehicles I'm personally expecting Gigafactory Berlin will produce throughout 2022 and also over the long term, its impact on Tesla's profitability and plenty more. Plus, we'll be looking at a new leaked message from Elon Musk to everyone at Tesla, which shows the company is now ready for its next stage of growth. So let's get into it. If you love crypto, stocks, and free stuff, or just want to help out the channel, check out these great offers. BlockFi are launching the world's first Bitcoin rewards credit card. People in the US can earn 1.5% Bitcoin back on every purchase with no annual fee using the BlockFi Bitcoin rewards credit card. Check out the link in the description. And for a limited time, you can get up to $250 in crypto bonuses when funding a new account on BlockFi, where you can use cryptocurrency to earn interest, borrow cash, and buy or sell crypto. If you want your free crypto, use the link in the description. And if you'd like up to 2 free stocks, check out the link in the description to WeBull. If you open a new account, you'll get 1 free stock valued up to $300 just for opening an account. And if you make an initial deposit of $5 or more, you'll get a second free stock valued up to $2,000. Seriously. Free stocks? Yes, please. And finally, if you're in Australia, the UK, or New Zealand, you can get a free stock with stake, also linked in the description. Thanks so much for your support, guys. Let's get back to it. So here we are over on the Bloomberg website. Quote, Tesla to start production in Germany in December. Tesla will launch its overdue German production operations in December, estimating as many as 30,000 vehicles will be manufactured there in the first half of 2022. Production was to have begun in July, but was delayed because of unnecessary bureaucracy and red tape. In fact, I think if bureaucracy and red tape were animals, they'd be on the German coat of arms. Seriously, by the way, the entire world is pointing and laughing at how long it takes to get anything done in Germany. It is truly an embarrassment. Because the company hadn't received environmental clearance. Local regulators are expected to grant the necessary permits within days, the magazine said, without reporting where it received this information. 5 units of Model Y have already been completed at the Gigafactory near Berlin, though not on the production line. In January, serial production will start with 1,000 cars per week and gradually increase. So first of all, a well-deserved round of applause to German bureaucracy for unnecessarily slowing Tesla's mission by 6 months. However, the good news, Giga Berlin is about to awaken at last. Now, for those of you who aren't aware, early days when Gigafactory Berlin had been announced and plans were being submitted for approval, Tesla included some plans showing that the first stage of the factory to produce around 500,000 vehicles was effectively 1/4 of the final built-out size of the factory. Some really quick ballpark numbers here. If stage 1, which is 25% of the factory, is producing about 500,000 units per year, when the thing's fully built out, it'll be a 2+ million unit per year facility. And this figure doesn't account for Tesla continuing to innovate in their manufacturing processes, deleting parts, processes, robots, requiring less factory footprint for the same amount of cars. In other words, over the long term, 2 million is going to look like a joke. I personally think Berlin could easily scale to 3 to 4 million electric vehicles per year over the long term. And I do want to be clear, that's not going to happen tomorrow, but long term, Tesla can continue to innovate, release the $25,000 Tesla, less parts, less processes, blah, 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 blah. I personally think that this facility could be producing many, many millions of vehicles per year over the long term. First vehicles to be produced in the Berlin factory will be Model Y, and we already know this is destined to become the world's best-selling vehicle, first by revenue, then by units within a year or two of that milestone, and there's no end in sight. I personally think the Model Y alone could be selling many millions of units per year globally, and Europe is going to be a huge market for this compact SUV. And if you'd like a hint at some of the potential demand for Tesla's made in Berlin Model Y, just have a look at this recent data coming out of Europe. Here we are over on electric. I quote, Tesla Model 3 becomes the best-selling vehicle, not just electric, in Europe. Take a moment, let that headline sink in. Tesla Model 3 has become the best-selling vehicle of any kind in Europe. The Tesla Model 3 has become the first all-electric car to become the best-selling vehicle in Europe. Electric rightly pointing out, however, that's on a monthly basis. Tesla's deliveries fluctuate a lot. Currently being exported from Shanghai to Europe, there can be huge month-on-month variation. In either case, we can see here, Tesla Model 3, the best-selling vehicle on the continent of Europe in September based on new vehicle registration data. Tesla Model 3 coming in at over 24,000 units, second place at 18,000, third at 17, blah, blah, blah. You guys can see Model 3 taking out first place by a decent margin as well. But wait, there's more. Quote, Germany is now Tesla's largest Europe market, and Model 3 is #1 car sold. Tesla CEO Elon Musk's fears of not doing well in Europe's most significant car market have been allayed. I just want to jump in here. Can anyone point to any evidence that Elon Musk had even a shred of fear about Tesla's vehicles not doing well in Germany? Honestly, do you really think they would have invested the money building a fucking factory that's going to produce 2+ million vehicles over the long term in Germany if there were fears that they wouldn't do well? Okay, whatever. And even before it has opened its Berlin Gigafactory there. New auto sales figures from Europe show that 1 in 4 of Tesla's European sales are now in Germany, with 26,000 units sold in the first 3 quarters of 2021. So let's recap. Model 3 became the best-selling vehicle of any kind in Europe in September. In addition, 1/4 of Tesla's European sales are taking place in Germany. Talk about bullish. So, what do you think might happen when Tesla begins local European production of what's destined to become their best-selling vehicle model, the Model Y, dramatically reducing the cost to consumers to purchase the vehicle because they're no longer being exported from Shanghai or elsewhere? What do you think might happen? Well, here's a prediction. I predict that the Model Y will become the best-selling vehicle in Europe and Germany at various points throughout 2022, 23, 24, and beyond. The Model Y is also going to be a money printer for Tesla, especially after they've integrated the 4680 cells, which make massive cost reductions for the batteries going in the vehicles, which is already the most expensive component. This will result in staggering quarterly profits for Tesla moving forward, the likes of which we have never seen before. And there is no question, Tesla's local Model Y production in Germany is also going to send shockwaves through the German and European automotive industries. It's going to be a lot of chaos and destruction. Tesla will single-handedly eviscerate the likes of Audi, BMW, and Mercedes in the premium segment of the market, with a lot of consumers, even if they're based in Germany or Europe, wanting to support a local home team, so to speak. When they do the comparisons with the Tesla Model Y versus a Mercedes, BMW, Audi, etc., many consumers will jump ship and buy a Tesla. The value proposition is hard to ignore, but it's not just the premium German automakers who are in trouble. Tesla is also going to be eating the lunch of Volkswagen. I have my suspicions that some of the last holdouts, the people who still moronically claim that the competition is coming and is going to eat Tesla's lunch, will start to realize this isn't the case when Tesla's pumping out vehicles in Europe and systematically begins outselling name your make and model from a big German auto manufacturer, BMW, Audi, Mercedes, Volkswagen, take your pick, and Tesla starts breaking records, monthly sales records, the most popular car in this country, this continent, blah, blah, blah. I think this is a point where some people finally start to wave the white flag and say, you know what, I give up. The competition isn't coming after all, except maybe prematurely and all over itself. I personally think that Tesla's Berlin Gigafactory is going to have an outsized effect on Tesla's stock price over the next 12 to 24 months. And this isn't just on the back of sales and profitability, although Berlin is going to have a huge impact on those metrics. I really think that this is going to help some of those people who just still can't understand that Tesla has an unassailable lead and that nobody's catching up to them. The competition isn't coming. I think some of these last holdouts are finally going to realize, oh shit, they built a factory in Germany and now they're wiping the floor with all the German automakers and making giant profits while doing so. I guess I was wrong. So in 2022, I personally think the Berlin Gigafactory is going to be a huge positive catalyst for Tesla stock. If you want to know just how big of a catalyst, don't forget to join Patreon with the card in the corner or the link in the description. All Patreon members at all levels get access to my up-to-date Tesla stock price targets. That's from 2022 all the way out to 2031 in my bear case, my base case, and my bull case scenario. I think people are dramatically underestimating the impact of the Berlin Gigafactory. In my bull case scenario for Berlin production in 2022, I have 175,000 vehicles being produced in the full year. This accounts for about 10% of my total 2022 year production estimate of 1.775 million vehicles. And by the way, these numbers are all available exclusively on Patreon in my Tesla valuation model, which is available to Patreon supporters at the investor tier and above. Again, check out the card in the corner or the link in the description to sign up. These are my latest estimates. Obviously, every time new data and new information becomes available, I'll make tweaks to my valuation model, which is updated on Patreon. This also automatically updates my price targets as well. So this is a constantly changing figure. Right now, this is a complete and utter guess, a stab in the dark, because we don't have any information to work on whatsoever. But I would love you guys and girls to keep me accountable. So feel free to set a reminder, check back at the end of 2022, see how many vehicles were actually produced and delivered from the Berlin factory. Without any information so far, my guess at this stage, 175,000 in the bull case. What's your guess? Let me know in the comments below. In 2022, in total, how many vehicles will be produced at the Berlin Gigafactory? Now we're going to look at a recently leaked email from Elon Musk that is extremely bullish and can tell us a lot about Tesla evolving and maturing as a company. From Elon Musk to everybody. Subject: Q4 deliveries versus cost efficiency. This email was sent out on the 26th of November. Per my email several weeks ago, our focus this quarter should be on minimizing cost of deliveries rather than spending heavily on expedite fees, overtime, and temporary contractors just so that cars arrive in Q4. This is an extremely bullish and very important comment from Elon Musk. We'll discuss this more in a moment. What has happened historically is that we sprint like crazy at the end of quarter to maximize deliveries, but then deliveries drop massively in the first few weeks of the next quarter. In effect, looked at over a 6-month period, we won't have delivered any extra cars, but we will have spent a lot of money and burned ourselves out to accelerate deliveries in the last 2 weeks of each quarter. We will still have quite a big wave of deliveries in the last few weeks of December, as we don't yet have high volume production in either Europe or Texas, which means a lot of cars on boats from China to Europe and on trucks and or rail from California to the East Coast arriving late in the quarter. But this is nonetheless the right time to start reducing the size of the wave in favor of a steadier and more efficient pace of deliveries. The right principle is to take the most efficient action, as though we were not publicly traded and the notion of end of quarter didn't exist. Thanks, Elon. So this is a big swinging dick moment from Tesla. Duck for cover or open wide, whatever you prefer. But this is evidence now that Elon and Tesla are beyond giving a fuck what the stock market thinks. They've reached enough of a scale as a company now that they don't need to urgently get every single vehicle delivered for that quarter just to please the stock market. They don't need to burn themselves out just trying to get those last few vehicles delivered in the quarter, because in the scheme of things, as Elon points out, over a 6-month period of time, it makes literally no difference and it just unnecessarily increases their costs. This is a very, very strong signal from Tesla that not only are they well past the point of caring what the stock market thinks, therefore unlikely to ever need to raise capital again. We already know this, they're a money printing machine. I personally don't think Tesla will ever go back to market unless there's a new opportunity that I can't even fathom at this point in time. They're a self-sustaining business. They're able to generate enough cash themselves without needing to ever go back to market and issue stock and dilute shareholders to raise more capital. Another very bullish signal from this email is that Tesla has reached enough scale, enough maturity as a company now that it really doesn't matter if an extra 10,000 vehicles end up delivered next quarter or this quarter, because who gives a f***? You've got Austin coming online, you've got Berlin coming online, you've got Shanghai continuing to ramp and improve and expand. You've also got the same thing happening at Fremont. In other words, a volume of vehicles that previously would make or break a quarter and have a huge impact on Tesla is now effectively just a rounding error. This is strong evidence of how quickly, how astonishingly fast Tesla is scaling their production. 2022 is going to be a massive year for Tesla and, in my opinion, for Tesla stock. Everyone is underestimating Berlin. In fact, everyone is underestimating Austin, Berlin, Shanghai, and Fremont. Everyone's just underestimating Tesla, period. Just to provide some added context, even in my bear case, worst case scenario, everything goes wrong for Tesla in 2022, I still have them showing more than 50% year-over-year growth in deliveries. And in the bull case, closer to 80%. Again, this is what's generating my price targets, available exclusively on Patreon, card in the corner, link in description. And of course, if you want to go a step further at the investor support level and above, you can access my valuation model, which shows my Tesla delivery estimates from every facility, including those under construction, already operating, and the new factories I presume will be built over the next 10 years, all the way out to 2031. I really want to underscore one final point. When Giga Berlin awakens, everything changes for Tesla. And I don't just mean for the company, their reputation, profitability, revenue, sales, word of mouth. Sure, this is cool, this is a big positive. But I'm also talking about Tesla the company, their perception, and Tesla's stock itself. My prediction is that in 2022, as the Berlin Gigafactory begins to ramp faster than anyone was anticipating, and then we start to see sales figures with Tesla's made in Europe Model Y dominating number 1, number 2, number 5 in this market, that market throughout Europe, and then we start to see the financials flowing into Tesla's quarterly statements, and the market realizes the vehicles being produced in Berlin are astonishingly profitable and they're selling like hotcakes. I think this is a time where a huge portion of the market who was still very skeptical on Tesla realized that Tesla truly is as far ahead as some idiots on YouTube are currently telling them. There is a reason that all year I've been buying Tesla stock hand over fist, as recently as a couple of weeks ago paying almost $1,200 per share and still thinking this is the bargain of the century. So stay tuned, because I personally believe that 2022 is going to be the biggest year in the history of Tesla and a huge year for Tesla stock. After all, there is a reason why I'm all in on Tesla stock, and it's not just because it makes a great merch design, although feel free to pick up your own I'm all in on Tesla stock merch with the card in the corner or the link in the description. Practically every design you can think of: shirts, mugs, hoodies, long sleeves, sweaters, phone cases, and plenty more, available with the link in the description. Let me know in the comments below if anyone watching is also all in on Tesla stock. Literally, the only stock you own is Tesla, and if not, what percent of your stock portfolio is in Tesla? I'm Stephen Mark Ryan, this is Solving the Money Problem, and I love you all. And don't forget the BlockFi Bitcoin Rewards credit card, where you can earn 1.5% Bitcoin back on every purchase. There's a link in the description. You can also earn up to $250 in crypto bonuses when funding a new account on BlockFi, also linked below. And finally, don't forget your free stocks with WeBull and Stake, also linked in the description. These great offers also help out the channel. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And of course, if you have any ideas for future videos, let me know. I read all your comments. P.S. If you're still watching, you're awesome. If you'd like early access, exclusive videos, regular Q&As, our private Discord server and more, consider supporting the channel at patreon.com/solvingthemoneyproblem so I can keep creating content for you guys. There's a link in the description. You can now also become a member of the channel for some exclusive perks. To learn more, click the join button next to subscribe. And don't forget to check out our merch store. Either way, the best form of support is you being here and watching, so thanks again.